So until now we have seen how to make the click and add an item into our recycler view, and it was very simple. But now the next step is how can we get an user input and add that particular input as an item into the recycler view list. To do that, first of all, we need a edit text field where we can let the user enter their text so that we can receive the text from the edit text and add it into the recycler view as an item. So let's do that. For that, first of all, we will type here edit text. Okay, and let's make it match parent as width and wrap content as height. We need to add some constraint. First of all, bottom to bottom as parent. Sorry, it is bottom to bottom of parent. Now we need start to start of parent and end to, let's say, start of fab button. So what we will do is we will take this fab button, that is floating action button, and the starting point of this floating action button is gonna connect with the end point of the edit text as a constraint so that they can align together. Okay, this looks good. Apart from that, here we need to make some changes because that doesn't look good, and I know we are not supposed to use the floating action button this way, but this is just for understanding that I'm doing. I could have used a simple button as well, but I had different plans, like let me add a window of alert dialog box, and from there we can receive text, or there are even other ways, bottom sheet, or there are other options. But I have changes in my mind, in my plan, because what I'm focusing right now is to make it extremely simple for you guys to understand, and you can kickstart your coding journey very soon with making uh, expandable and scalable projects. For scalable practices, we need to follow some um, engineering rules and structures. So as of now, we are not going through that, like design pattern and all. We will see that in another video. As of now, let's just focus on how to make it work. So here in floating action button, what we will do is, first of all, we will remove this margin that we have given so that it can connect with the walls directly without any gap. Now the starting point of this button needs to be connected with the end point of the edit text. So let's do it. We need to give some ID over here, which I have not given. Edit text, let's say list item, no, user input, looks good. And here we will just use that ID to connect. Right now this box is outside the frame. We will have to make it work and take it inside. The reason behind that is outside the frame is because this is match parent and it is actually matching with the parent, that is the actual frame of the screen that we are targeting. Let's say 0 dp, and it is actually letting the button and the edit text stay together. And I think this much looks good. I don't think that we need further changes here because we can make it work from here. So now first thing we will do is, this is the edit text that you can see here. I will provide it a hint, and let's say enter text here. Okay, this will be our hint, and remaining thing looks good. So let's go to our main activity. Here we will remove all of this code that we see because we don't need them anymore. Okay, so first of all, what we need is, we need to create a variable of the edit text that we have. That is edit text user input. Let's give it name as user input for more specific. User input looks good. So what we will do is, we will take the object of list of items. Okay, and now we will add an item on the button click of fab item, and let's say we will receive the text from user input, and of course this is throwing an error is because the list item is expecting a string, and what this text is returning is editable. Okay, the text displayed by the text view, so it is literally returning a text. I'm not sure if it is in the form of string. So what we will do is, we will convert it into string, no matter whatever it is, even though if it is integer or anything, and we will trim it as well in case if there is any unnecessary garbage like space and all. Until now it all looks good, but still you won't be able to see any item in your list when you click the button after typing some text. The reason behind is, we are not letting the adapter of the recycler view know that we have added an item. How to do that? Again, as I told you in our previous video, that the RV adapter needs to be notified. We can use notify dataset change, but again, the Android documentation is not recommending that we use it. Only if it is last option available, then only we should use it. As of now, this is not our last option because we have some other options like notify item inserted. We are actually doing this thing exactly. We are inserting an item to the recycler view list. So how can we let the recycler view adapter know that what is the position that we are inserting the item? So for that, we need to provide the index position number. How to do it? We will take the count of list item object, because every time we are adding an item, it's gonna have a number increment. What we need is, we need to convert the total number of, or you can say the size of the list of items object, that it contains all the items, and the total number should be minused by 1, of course, because for example, if there is one item, then it will return 1, but what we need is the index position, so that one item is actually in the 0th position. How to do it? Simply -1. That's how it is converted. Very, very simple, right? So let's check out how is our application working. So right now you can see our edit text field is already here, and we have the button over here, the floating action button. So we will type some text. For example, let's type running, and I will add it. Now let's type cleaning. It's getting added, you can see here, right? Let's type cooking. Okay, you can see every time I'm typing a text and adding it to the list by clicking on the floating action button, it's working, because what is happening is this particular block of code is being executed each time I am clicking the floating action button, and it is adding an item to the list and notifying the adapter that the item is already inserted. We need to refresh that particular index position. But there is an issue. If you have noticed here that we are typing the text and it is already going and inserting to the list, it's working fine. But the one problem is the text is not getting cleared automatically. See, if I don't remove it, it's gonna stay there no matter how many times I add the text to the list. Cooking, 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 it's being added. But if I clean it, then it will, of course, gonna do this task of adding another text. So how can we automate this thing? Like every time we click on this, item should be added to the list, and we have an empty space here for our next item. It is very simple. We will take the edit text user input variable and dot text clear. Very simple. And the text will be automatically clear. Let's see if it is working or not. Okay, here we have our screen to try. Let's type something. Let's say jogging. I'm adding it. What it should do is it should clear the text automatically as soon as it enters it into the recycler view list. Okay, see, the jogging is inserted to the recycler view and our edit text is already clear. So I think our basic functionality is already working fine. The basic functionality it should have is we should have a list or a place where an item should be showing all the list of items that we are storing, and we should be able to type our items and insert it on button click. So I think until here everything looks pretty much good. In the next video we will see how can we store, or you can say save, each and every item that we are inserting into the list, because as of now what we were seeing is that whatever we have inserted into the list is not gonna store. It's just gonna show you that it's there, but it's not stored into the storage, or you can say database, or in any form of storage that you want to use. So in the next video we will see how can we store the list of data that we are inserting.